So in the day and age where we continue to have reboot after reboot after reboot after reboot, especially with the horror genre, and let's not forget, New Line Cinema. What is their track record when it comes to horror movie franchises? With their reboots, at least. I mean, they did the Friday the 13th one, which I personally am a fan of. They did the Nightmare on Elm Street, which I personally am a fan of. But to the majority of people that saw those movies, they didn't like them. Those are bombs. New Line Cinema was responsible for those. New Line Cinema is also responsible for the very first Conjuring. But now we have the Final Destination franchise has been revived. Now, for those of you that have been avid listeners or viewers of the HAP film panels when we were doing those, you would know that I am not a big fan of remakes. I am not a big fan of reboots. I am technically not a big fan of even spin-offs. I'm a little more lenient when it comes to spin-offs. Depends on how you do them, and it depends on what franchises it's coming from. But I do tend to be a little more lenient when it comes to spin-offs. But remakes and reboots, I'm completely, majority of the time, I am against. With that being said, back in 2000, there was this little movie that I rented from Blockbuster as a kid called Final Destination. And it had Devin Sawa, I believe that's how you say his last name, and Ali Larter, which, you know, I knew both of them from different franchises anyways. But Devin Sawa, I forgot what, he was in some other horror movie before this. Idle Hands, I believe it was. And then Ali Larter, I remember her from, like, I believe it was a show she was from. But anyways, I piqued my interest. You know, as a kid, sitting there watching Final Destination, watching that movie. That movie was definitely one of the better horror movies. I kind of want to count it a little more towards thriller, but it is technically a horror thriller, whatever, right? Then they came out with Final Destination 2. And I surely thought, as a kid, they can't, there's no way this can be as good as the first one. Oh, and it was. It was. I am not sitting here and going back on anything I've said. However, Final Destination, and they're calling it Final Destination 6. I'm pretty sure it might be a working title for right now, but it is I'm pretty sure it's going to be a reboot. But I'm all for this. I am all for this. You want to know why? Because Final Destination, to me, is a different kind of horror movie. Final Destination, to me, is a movie you can continue, and the way the story is told, too, you can continue to tell the different stories with each movie. Final Destination is a horror movie that can only, I can't say only, but is a movie that can be done one and done. It is in fact, Final Destination is the only horror movie franchise that has done their franchise almost perfectly. Almost perfectly. Because the way they tell the stories. Now, Scream, I know there's a lot of people that say Scream, in terms of plot, Scream is probably one of the better ones. I would highly disagree. I think Scream, it's a good way to make a horror movie, but to, you know, the way they did that franchise, I don't know. But we're about to see. We are about to see here in a couple days just how good Scream is. But we're not here to talk about Scream. We're here to talk about Final Destination. And now they just added Spider-Man Trilogy, or the MCU Spider-Man Trilogy director, Jon Watts, as one of the producers. So, in other words, in terms of that position, I don't care. I don't care who's producing. I don't care. But The reason why I do care that Jon Watts is attached is because this is not his only role. Jon Watts was also a writer. The fact that they added Jon Watts as a writer as well, the fact that he wrote this story, oh, I'm intrigued. I am very intrigued because if anything, when it comes to Final Destination, because the difference between my excitement for Final Destination and my, somewhat excitement for Scream, because Scream has gotten some pretty good early reviews from critics. So, I'm kind of a little bit excited, but still, there's still a difference. I have not seen anything. This is the only news I've heard about this new Final Destination movie. Is that one? They're making a Final Destination 6, which they're calling it a revival. So I don't know if that's, they keep read that. It's all retarded. But anyways, it's not just the fact that you're coming out with Final Destination 6. It's the fact that you're attaching Jon Watts, and now coming off of what we got with Spider-Man No Way Home, very heavy script, very heavy story. I wonder what Final Destination is going to be. Now, I know what some of you guys are thinking right now. You're probably thinking, Corn, dude, they're not going to fucking make this complex fucking... You never know, man. And movies nowadays, everybody wants a more complex... Everybody wants their shit more complex. Although, sometimes, most of the time, you should keep it simple, stupid. Little wrestling term. But, seriously, keep it simple sometimes. But Final Destination is one horror movie franchise where every single movie you should not keep it simple. This has to be complex. This and the Saw series, or Saw franchise, I should say. It's not a show. But Final Destination and Saw are the two horror movie franchises that you have to deliver. And I think what better person to write the script for this movie than Jon Watts. So I'm excited for this. This is the only news we've gotten. So as we continue to get more news about Final Destination 6, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like, that subscribe. It's your boy Corn. It's Half-Ass Pod. I am OUT.